The pungi was once a common instrument deeply embedded in the cultural fabric of India. It was often played during various ceremonies and celebrations, bringing a unique vibrancy to the events. The instrument's history dates back centuries, and it was cherished by many for its distinctive sound. It had a sharp, piercing sound that could easily cut through the ambient noise of bustling markets and crowded gatherings. This made it a favorite among street performers and folk musicians who needed to capture the attention of their audience. However, not everyone appreciated the pungi's distinctive sound. Emperor Aurangzeb, the Mughal ruler known for his strict and conservative policies, found this sound particularly unpleasant. His distaste for the instrument was well known among his courtiers and musicians. In a decisive move, Aurangzeb banned the pungi from his court. This decree was a significant blow to the instrument's status and to the musicians who played it. The royal court was a major patron of the arts, and losing this support was devastating. The ban left many musicians disheartened and uncertain about their future. The pungi, once a symbol of joy and celebration, now faced an uncertain fate. Musicians who had dedicated their lives to mastering this instrument were left in a state of despair. The pungi's future seemed uncertain. The stages where it was once played now stood empty, and the instruments were left abandoned. The vibrant sound that once filled the air was now replaced with silence, and the musicians were left to ponder their next move. Determined to save their art, musicians began to brainstorm and experiment. They knew that the pungi needed to evolve if it were to survive. They gathered in groups, discussing and testing different modifications to the instrument in hopes of finding a solution. The pungi needed a change. It needed to adapt to the new cultural landscape and the preferences of the time. Craftsmen and musicians worked tirelessly, modifying the instrument and tuning it to produce a softer, more melodic sound that would be more pleasing to the ears. Through countless trials and errors, they managed to create a version of the pungi that had a gentler, more melodic tone. This new sound was a stark contrast to the original, but it held the promise of reviving the instrument's popularity. This change came from an unexpected source. The breakthrough that would transform the pungi forever came not from a renowned musician or a master craftsman, but from a humble barber in the royal court. This barber, with his keen sense of sound and innovation, crafted a modified version of the pungi that would forever change its fate. His creation was not only accepted but celebrated, breathing new life into the instrument and ensuring its place in the annals of musical history. A barber in the court was also a skilled musician. He understood the pungi's problems. He experimented with the instrument. His goal was to create a new sound. He wanted a sound that was pleasing to the ear. The barber made changes to the pungi structure. He used natural hollow stems. He added a wider bore and a flared wooden bell. This transformed the pungi's sound. The new sound was sweet and melodious. This modified instrument was named the shehnai. The shehnai's sound captivated listeners. It was no longer the shrill pungi. The shehnai had a soothing, almost sacred quality. People began to associate it with auspicious occasions. Temples welcomed the shehnai. Its music filled the air during prayers. The shehnai became an integral part of weddings and celebrations. Its music signified joy and happiness. Bismillah Khan was born into a family of musicians. His birth on March 21st, 1916 in Dumraon, Bihar, marked the arrival of a future maestro. His family had a rich musical heritage, deeply rooted in the traditions of Indian classical music. They were traditional shehnai players, a wind instrument that holds a significant place in Indian culture, especially in weddings and religious ceremonies. The shehnai's soulful sound was a constant presence in Bismillah's early life. Bismillah's connection to the instrument was almost destined. It was as if the shehnai was an extension of his own being, a part of his soul that he was born to express. From a young age, he showed a keen interest in music. His family noticed his natural inclination towards the rhythms and melodies that filled their home. It was clear that young Bismillah had a special gift. He would spend hours listening to his elders play. The intricate patterns and soulful tunes of the shehnai captivated him. He was not just a passive listener. He absorbed every note, every nuance. He began learning the shehnai at the age of 5. His small hands struggled at first, but his determination was unwavering. The early lessons were challenging, but they laid the foundation for his future mastery. His first teacher was his uncle Ali Bakhsh Vilayatu Khan. A respected Shehnai player himself, Ali Bakhsh recognized Bismillah's talent immediately. Under his uncle's guidance, Bismillah's skills began to flourish. He practiced diligently, honing his skills. Day after day, he would sit with his Shehnai, perfecting his technique. His dedication was unmatched, and it was clear that he was destined for greatness. His love for the Shehnai grew with each passing day. The instrument was not just a tool for making music, it was a means of expressing his deepest emotions. Bismillah Khan's journey had only just begun, but his path was already clear. Section 5. Under the wing of a maestro, Bismillah Khan's mentorship and rise. Bismillah Khan's uncle, Ali Bakhsh, was not just a family member, but a profound influence in his life. As a court musician in the princely state of Damran, Ali Bakhsh was a master of the Shehnai. He took young Bismillah under his wing and became his mentor and guide. Ali Bakhsh taught him the intricacies of the Shehnai, an instrument that requires not just skill, but also a deep understanding of breath control and finger techniques. Bismillah spent countless hours practicing, learning traditional compositions that had been passed down through generations. But Bismillah Khan was not content with just mastering the traditional pieces. He had a creative spark that drove him to experiment and innovate. He began to develop his own unique style of playing, blending classical ragas with his own improvisations. Every performance was a testament to his dedication. He poured his heart and soul into his music, creating melodies that were both deeply traditional and refreshingly new. His emotional connection to his instrument was evident in every note he played. As he continued to hone his craft, Bismillah Khan's talent started to gain recognition. People began to take notice of the young musician who could make the Shehnai sing in ways they had never heard before. He was invited to perform at various music conferences and cultural events across India. Each performance was an opportunity to showcase his talent and share his unique style with a wider audience. His big break came when he was invited to play on All India Radio. This platform allowed his music to reach listeners far and wide, bringing the enchanting sound of the Shehnai into homes across the country. His music touched the hearts of listeners, evoking a range of emotions from joy to melancholy. The Shehnai in his hands became a medium of profound expression. Bismillah Khan was becoming a rising star in the world of Indian classical music. His journey from a young boy learning under his uncle's guidance to a celebrated musician was a testament to his talent, hard work, and unwavering dedication to his art. Section 6. A Melody for the World. Bismillah Khan's international acclaim. Bismillah Khan's music transcended borders. He performed at prestigious venues worldwide. His music resonated with audiences from diverse cultures. He became a cultural ambassador of India. His Shehnai spoke a universal language. It was the language of music, emotion, and artistry. Through his music, Bismillah Khan introduced the world to the beauty of the Shehnai and Indian classical music. Section 7. Benares in his heart. The Shehnai maestro's love for his city. Benares, the holy city, was close to Bismillah Khan's heart. He had a deep connection to the city. He performed at the Kashi Vishwanath temple. His music seemed to flow from the Ganges itself. He also had a special attachment to Damran, his ancestral village. Bismillah Khan remained grounded despite his fame. He never forgot his roots. Section 8. The highest honors, recognition and legacy of Ustad Bismillah Khan. Bismillah Khan received numerous awards. He was awarded the Padma Shri, the Padma Bhushan and the Padma Vibhushan. He was also honored with the Bharat Ratna, India's highest civilian award. These awards reflected his contribution to Indian music. Bismillah Khan's legacy went beyond awards. He popularized the Shehnai. He made it a mainstream instrument. Section 9. A timeless legacy, the enduring impact of Ustad Bismillah Khan. Ustad Bismillah Khan left an unforgettable mark on the world. He elevated the status of the Shehnai. He inspired generations of musicians. His music continues to enchant listeners today. His life was a testament to the power of music. He showed that music can transcend boundaries. It can unite people from all walks of life. His legacy lives on through his music. and the countless lives he touched.